Hello, welcome back to Uma Casa Verde. In today's video I want to show you a quick garden pantry tour and to show you how we store all of our vegetables. We store them in all kinds of different ways, and I am also going to try out something that I bought last week. It's going to be something that is going to help us with our vegetable storage and increase the amount of things that we can keep all winter long or all summer long. So let's open it and see what I've got here. So here we have, hope you can see, a dehydrator. Let's see. Yeah, I've been thinking about the idea of getting this for a very long time already. I was thinking, is this going to be another thing that we have and we never use? Is it really something that we need? Can we do without it? And the answer is yes, of course you could probably live without it perfectly fine. But there are a few reasons why I'm getting this. And the first reason is I'm going to show you a little bit of our pantry and how we store our veggies. But one of the main reasons is that a lot of vegetables don't store well here. We don't have a basement or anything of that kind, and while it's still summer, still hot, at least until November, it's still hot here anywhere in the house or garage to store a lot of vegetables, and storing them in the fridge also is not the best, because then it's too cold and a lot of different problems. So I think this is going to help us on extending a little bit of that vegetables and fruits time, and you can also do a lot of fun things with this, and yeah, it's going to be very interesting. But before I try out and see how it works, I wanted to do you a quick pantry tour, just to see what kind of things we are storing, how are we storing, different kind of possibilities and options. Let me just start with the fresh vegetables that we have. So this is our little pantry shelf, and right here we store our squashes, potatoes, sweet potatoes. Right now in this box we have our sweet potatoes that I picked a few weeks ago. Sweet potatoes need to cure and sit for a few weeks before you start eating them. I tried them today and they were already good and sweet. And sweet potatoes is something that does really store well. First of all, it grows well and it stores well, at least here, and we haven't had much problems with it so far. What else we have here? We have some pumpkins, but this is literally not even, I don't think this is going to be good. There's another one here. We didn't have a good pumpkin or any squashes season this year. This is a spaghetti squash. We tried this out last week and it was really, really good. Never had spaghetti squash before. But yeah, that was a very fun thing to have. But as I said, squashes and pumpkins this year were not doing very well at all. We barely grew any. They have all kind of problems, diseases, nothing grows. They were all not very lucky with that. Then we have here some melons, and these are not ours, although we did grow some of these. This this type as well. But these specific ones are from Bobby's dad's garden, which he grows a lot of them. A lot of watermelons, a lot of melons for all of his family and all of the children's and grandchildren. So we get a lot of that from him, so we were not really worried about if we don't have enough of those. And he also has a lot of pumpkins, so we're not worried about our storage this winter. And then I have 2 watermelons over here, which again were not from our garden. Unfortunately, we also weren't able to grow anything very good this year. We had 1 watermelon, which was good actually, and they finished it, and that was it. We have still 1 more growing in the garden, but that's not ready yet. But these 2 over here are from Bobby's dad's garden again, and we are very happy that we have him to grow melons and watermelons for us. What we do is we store them just like this, on a shelf that's out of sunlight. This is the coldest room that we can possibly find, and it is what it is. We don't have a basement, as I was saying. They don't store very well here, and we just have to eat them as quickly as we can, to be honest. But potatoes and sweet potatoes are much better here. I'm also drawing some teas. I have here lemon verbena, 2 bunches that are from our garden. I picked them very recently. I think I had even a video about it. And then we can move on to some other dried herbs and things that we have. Let me show you. These are here. And this is some dried herbs that we have, some oreganos, onions and garlic is nearly finishing. They barely last through the summer. And we picked our onions in the beginning of summer, early summer, or even end of spring, and garlic the same. And we just have some more teas and stuff like that. Like lemon verbena is pretty much the only tea that we grow here. And then over here in this Lazy Susan cabinet, which is rotating, I store all of my canned goods. So far we pretty much canned the tomatoes to make tomato sauce. I make these, I have a recipe, a video of how I make this sauce as well. So at the moment we have 32 jars there, which is quite a lot actually, a lot more than we had last year. And we'll see how long is that going to last us. I hope that a year, until we can have the new tomato season. I am still intending to make a few more jars to add to with the last tomatoes that we have, but not too many. And that's all. This lower shelf is all with tomato sauces. Then I also this year I tried out making these are actually padron peppers, but they look like jalapenos, pickled, spicy, and they look exactly like jalapenos, and they are delicious. Like the marinade, the sauce is delicious, but it's so spicy. I can't even have a little bite of it, so I don't know if we're gonna eat those. What else I have here? This is still from last year. We ended up not finishing it, and that is a fig jam. And why we haven't finished it is we just don't use fig jam. It's just that simple. I haven't been able to find anywhere where I would really like a jam like this. It is tasty, and we do use jam sometimes, but we only mostly use a raspberry jam, and it's like for peanut butter toast and like something like that, and it just peanut butter toast with a fig jam. I don't know, don't feel like that goes well together. So that's why it's just been staying and not used, because we're not big jam eaters, and if we eat, it's like peanut butter on toast with the jam, strawberry jam. That's the only really way that we use jam. Then we have another sauce. It is pepper sauce. It's made out of red bell peppers with some chili peppers inside. So it's like a spicy sauce, but again, not something we have used quite nearly as much. And that is also still from last year, so that's why I haven't really made any of that this year either. And now we can move on to our next way of preserving our veggies, and that is freezing. And now we are in my freezer, so we have kept an extra fridge freezer here in the garage. This is one that we bought for when we were living here. And when we moved into the house, renovated the house, we bought an integrated fridge freezer for the kitchen to fit in there. So this one just stayed, and we didn't use it in the winter last year. But as soon as the warmer weather started, we realized this is actually very good for us to store like drinks and melons and watermelons. Like when you open a watermelon, you want to keep it in the fridge, and like the normal fridge was always full. So this has been a very, very valuable thing to have in our home, and also for the fact that we have more freezer space, because in the normal fridge freezer there just is never enough freezer space, especially if you want to store some of your garden veggies. So what we have here is we have our green beans. It's not a lot in here anymore, but we still have a whole bag of green beans, and I just put them in here later. So we had a lot of green beans this year, and here they are still waiting. And here we have broad beans, 1 bag, 2 bags, 3 bags of broad beans. I think these are even still from last year. And then another thing that we have here, I keep these yogurt containers because they're really good for putting things in the freezer. And here we have chopped red pepper. I know this is not the biggest like garden pantry or storing foods, and there could be a lot more. And that is also a reason why I bought this, because we could save a lot more food and from our garden to be using all year round. But you know, this is what we have, and this is already quite a lot more than we had like last year. And yeah, I'm quite happy and content with the amount of vegetables that we are able to grow ourselves. For this, what am I going to use this for? I think that one of the first things I might try with it is tomatoes, because we still have quite a lot, but I still need to research on how to do it, and I will do this in this video. I will show you my first dehydration project in this video, but I think I might start with tomatoes because we have quite a lot, but not enough to make a sauce. So I got my tomatoes. I'm gonna wash them, clean them, cut them, and let's see how it goes. So I've done my tomatoes. There are a few layers of cherry tomatoes, and the bottom two are the Roma tomatoes. So let's put it on and we'll see what happens. So this has to be on for about 6 to 8 hours. It is 4:30 already, and I don't know how long is this going to take. I'm gonna have to be up until late probably. So I put it on for 6 hours on 60 degrees and just put it on the floor in the garage. Hello, this is the next day of trying out my dehydrator, and it has been on for like 14-15 hours, and let me tell you, they are not finished. The tomatoes are nearly dry. Some of the cherry tomatoes that I cut could be already taken, and probably that's what I'm going to be doing now. But in total, all of them, no, there's still a lot of moisture to come out. And to be honest, I'm not sure what to do because it's been so long. I didn't expect it, because everywhere on the internet where I was reading, it was only supposed to take around 6 hours, 6 to 8 hours. The book also, the book that comes with this device as well, was saying about 6 to 8 hours, 6 to 10 hours. And yet 15 hours later we're still here, and I even have put up the temperature higher. But anyway, let me show you how they look. When I check it, there's just so much moisture inside of them still. Like they're all kind of starting to look already more dry, but like when you touch it, it's just not dry at all. And then we are here on the cherry tomatoes. These are a lot better. We already tried a few, but even then, it's a lot of them are just more moist inside. Like you just touch them and they are like still soft and moist. This is all crinkled, and yeah, it's really hard to tell what am I doing wrong. So I picked out some of those cherry tomatoes that were ready, or I think they're ready, who knows. We actually tried them as well, and they're really delicious. I mean, so full of flavor. You can really feel that when the water has been taken out, the flavor is really concentrated, and that's what's good about dehydrating stuff like that, is because now you just put some on top of salad or some other dish, and it just gives so much more flavor. But I am a bit disappointed with how long is it taking. I seriously didn't expect this to be that long. I turned the tomatoes around now. I kind of shuffled them around a bit to see maybe that's gonna help. So yeah, for now I'm gonna keep on dehydrating my tomatoes all day, I suppose, and hope that we get somewhere today. But I'm gonna end my video here. This is only a trying out thing. I hope I learn how to use this better so that I can do a better, proper review of this dehydrator, or just an honest review on how actually it goes, how well it works, and if we use it. So thank you for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and we'll see you next time.